Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. And just before I begin, I have a whole bunch of cotton wedged up there. So I'm going to see how well I get on talking, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to take it out. But I have found that if I conveniently place soaked cotton that's been soaked in aloe, that is my new healing technique, and I cover it over both of the little holes, then that constant airflow and the burning and the pain, it goes away. So we'll see if it works while I talk. It may not. And if it doesn't, I apologize if I suddenly stop. But it just goes to show I will stop at nothing to heal my life. And unfuck things one thing at a time. I have used every type. No, it's not going to work. Excuse me. There we go. Take that out. That's a little bit better. It will hurt while I talk. I'll be talking for the next 3 hours. It is what it is, because we have up at 3 o'clock our Spiritual Warrior Support Group Zoom meeting. Please join us there if you would like. The way to do that is to hop on in to the Spiritual Warrior Support Group over there on Facebook. Link for that is in the description below. The Zoom link, which is a standard same link every single week, is in there, and the donation link for the PayPal 1111, please and thank you for a donation, is greatly appreciated to participate in the group. So I look forward to seeing you, whoever you are, today's meeting, and if I don't see you today, I look forward to seeing you next week. Number 2, at 4:44, we have our live oracle read, and I'm super excited to do today's read because Mars has gone direct. Yes! So I'm very excited about this. Mars went retrograde effective my birthday, back December the 6th. And that slowed things down. So Mars can be seen, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm just passing on some useful tidbits. Mars can be seen as the divine masculine energy. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we all have masculine and feminine in us. And so when the masculine energy is kind of in shutdown, in the reviewing and restoring, not a lot is happening. So you may have felt for the last few months exceptionally tired. I know I have spent an exceptionally large amount of time in bed, more so than usual. And we were doing that. Remember, we said up until March, we're going to give ourselves a break and rest as much as we need. And when Mars goes direct, it's like turning the switch back on. So the machine, the energetic machine that keeps us going, was closed for repair for those months, and now we're switching it back on. And so when we switch something back on, it takes a little bit of time to like get rolling and get flowing and get into everything. So there's what's called a shadow period, and that shadow period lasts about 3-ish days. And then once the shadow period, so it's like we've unblocked whatever's coming, we've turned on the taps again, and it starts with like 1 or 2 drips of stuff, and then it's going to be like, whoa, action oriented energy. And I love action oriented energy. As you can see, when I was talking about that new healing technique, finding tools, techniques, and strategies is my jam. There is, in my opinion, 0 point in not making all the types of steps that you can do. I was actually discussing this with my son yesterday because he was dealing with a frustrating situation, and he's like, it drives me nuts because people will complain about something and then they won't do anything about it. And I'm like, yes, that's correct. There are a lot of people out there that will complain about things and not do anything about it. And that is the differentiation, in my opinion, between somebody that is having life live them and somebody who's taking control of their life and living their life, right? So that warrior, are you a warrior or are you a worker? is the question. So the worker's just going to do what they're told and follow everything, and work's long today, and this sucks, and my life sucks, and this marriage sucks, and nothing I can do about it. And then there's the warrior that says, this work sucks, I'm going to find a better job, I'm going to prepare my resume, I'm going to do what I need to do to, get out there, do some networking. This marriage sucks, I'm going to finally say my truth and say, this isn't working. I want out. I want a divorce. I want a separation. Goodbye. Then there's people that have very weird health conditions, one after another, and they say, I'm not settling for dentist number one's explanation. I'm not settling for dentist number two's explanation, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to figure this out for myself because none of you people know what's going on. I'm going to trust my own intuitive voice, and I'm going to do my own healing techniques and tools. I'm going to find the solutions. I'm going to open myself up to find solutions in places that I haven't previously looked before. I'm going to not close myself off and think, well, I've always done things this way and it's gotten me this far, and so, well, that's good enough. No. What do the Chinese do? Look at ancient Chinese remedies. What do the Indians do? Ayurvedic therapy. What does, maybe acupuncture might help. Maybe traditional might help. Maybe, look everywhere. Somebody who's willing to make change in their life is willing to stand in their personal power and make action. I love action. Seriously, I love action. I've spent my entire life, and I know many of you guys out there will resonate with this because as empaths, we were embedded in dysfunctional situations, and we were looking at it from the time that we were old enough to understand anything and going, what the fuck is going on? What is wrong with you people? Like, why are you doing it like that? Why are you being mean? Why are you hitting me? Why are you drinking to the point where you're falling down and destroying everything? Why are you an adulterous whatever? Your dad may have gone out and had multiple affairs and shown what it's to be a toxic masculine. And we're sitting there as kids going, why? It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. And then you go off to work with our lovely little neurodivergent brains that can see pattern recognitions and efficiency flows and understanding how to communicate to people in a way that is respectful, not diminutive, and not putting down. And we go into these workplaces and we're like, I can't handle this. Why are they doing it like this? It just is ridiculous. It's taking 24 hours to do what you could do in 2 hours. It would be way more efficient if you just did this and you create a chart and then boom. And then they're like, that's not how we do things. This is the protocols. And I'm like, well, your protocols suck. They're wasting time. They're wasting money. Do you not care about money? Is the bottom line not what you're after? So why are you paying overhead on this, and this when you could do it in this amount of time and not pay all the overhead? Right? So, and then we get into, friendships and all kinds of situations, and we just keep going, I especially love the problem solving that I attempted to make in my crappy marriage for years and years and years. Well, okay, you're not hearing me when I communicate to you in words. Maybe if I communicate to you in a game. I actually created a game called the Relationship Building Blocks game. And I was like, these are the building blocks of a healthy relationship. These ones I see that we have, these ones that I see, I made little blocks with words on them, like trust and honesty and integrity. And I'm like, these seem to be missing. Can we work? How do we get these? We went to 4 counselors. Biggest waste of my time. Because a narcissistic person can be exceptionally charming. And talk the nonsense out of most counselors, as far as I could see. Maybe mime. You know, maybe mine would have, maybe tears. Will my tears work? No, my tears didn't work at all. Maybe my silence, maybe some taking some step backs. And so our problem solving minds are going in constant, because we're in this fight or flight energy of like, I need peace and I'm not in peace. And so I'm going to try everything under the sun to make peace. I'm going to try everything under the sun to make health. I'm going to try everything under the sun to make my life better. And so that's action-oriented spiritual warrior work. What are you willing to do to make your life better? Because it won't get better until you hit the rock bottom and you say, this is enough. I'm not dealing with this shit no more. And then you say, okay, I got to start looking for solutions that I haven't already tried. Because as they say, who is it? Einstein, one of the smartest people on the planet. Was it Einstein? I think so. That said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So now, right now, Mars is direct. And we're not going to do the same thing and expect different results. We're going to do different things to get different results. Moving forward, energy is going to be shifting us. And so when we do different things, we get different things. And I've been doing different things every single day through the ABLE program, and then through my dark night of the soul, and then through the void, and just accepting that there has to be different action steps for different things. You can't just do one action step and say, that's my awakening. I'm just going to do meditation. Hey, meditation is amazing, and it's especially useful during the void phase of your awakening. You may find it exceptionally difficult to do during the dark night of the soul, so it may not work in that situation. Certain tools and techniques work for certain situations and certain energies and certain vibes. So we need to use different tools, different techniques, different times to create different results. And then when we create different results, we need to give ourselves new opportunities to integrate. I'm still integrating the reality that my life has just gone a completely and utter U-turn on a totally different thing. And the first thing I went through was stun, shock, gobsmacked, awe, like my mind was blown. The second thing I noticed in my observer, because I'm still using the tool and the technique that is the observer, was my mind immediately wanted to jump onto the next thing to worry about. Because worry is one of my programs that runs involuntary. Like, it just happens. It's not like I think about it and say, what should I worry about today? No, it just automatically kicks in and says, whoa, oh, okay, I don't need to worry about this anymore. Let's worry about this. And I was like, are you kidding me? Can you not shut up for 2 days even? Nope, apparently not. Next, we had to go start worrying about something else, and something else and something else. And so I had to repeat some of the tools the techniques that I used over the last year, which is cultivating safety to calm the mind down. It's okay. Cultivating trust, cultivating faith. So these are all tools and techniques that I'm using, goals. The tools that I'm using to cultivate safety is a lot of mantra work, a lot of reprogramming, a lot of somatic awareness, a lot of mindfulness. So that's the stage that I'm in currently. The stage that you're in currently might be where I was 2 years ago when I'm focused on the body and healing body stuff and quitting addictions and quitting things like that. Or you might be in the dark night of the soul where your entire life is beginning to collapse and you have just announced to your husband it's time to call it quits. Now what do I do? My life has just been going along like this, and now, so big shifts are happening and will continue to happen, because we are being put back into alignment to where we should have been in the get-go. And that kind of is a little bit of a misnomer and a little bit wrong, because That's like implying that the experiences that we had through life as we were on these long detours was wrong. And that's not the case. It's part of our soul's mission. We were implanted in these very, very dysfunctional situations. One, so we could learn the tools necessary to get ourselves out. We were in these situations to become strong. We were in these situations to become observant. We were in these situations to learn and to become aware. So as horrible as these situations were, and it may have felt, and I've said this a couple of times lately, like you were running a race with a million things tied around you, blindfolds on, chains wrapped around you, and told to go run just like everybody else was running on the rat race, and you keep falling, and you're like, why can everybody else do it? And like, I can't. It's because you're special. You were always special, and you were always going a different direction. You weren't meant to hit the track and just keep going in a circle. That wasn't what you were meant to do. You were meant to find your way, fumble through the track, and then go off into like the off track and start cutting with a machete, a spiritual machete, through the brush and say, I'm not going to keep walking in that circle that everybody else is walking in. Why do they keep doing the same thing over and over again when it keeps getting such horrible results? Like, and this isn't just on a personal level, this is a collective level, this is a global level. You know, like if you look at our history, you kind of go, exactly how many times does history need to repeat itself before we cop on to certain things? Like, really? Like, come on. Come on. Have we not learned? No, apparently we have not. So that's why we get off the rat race. We get off the track. We stop doing what everybody else is doing. We turn off the television. And we definitely turn off the news. We stop reading conspiracy theories and anything that's going to feed us fear. We stop believing all of the stuff and the indoctrination that's told to us. Like, here, have this fluoride toothpaste. It's good for you. 4 out of 5 dentists say so. Well, I want to talk to the 5th dentist because that dude knows something. That's who I want to talk to, is that dude. Let's stop listening to people tell you that eating a whole bunch of wheat is really good for you. It's not. It is not. Okay, maybe the wheat in 1950s was like good for you, but the wheat that exists in today's world is not good for you. So like, start questioning everything. Open yourself to question everything. Every single thing. Is this deodorant actually like helping me? Do I even need deodorant? I haven't worn deodorant in years. I don't wear it. I use vinegar if I get smell, or I keep myself clean. Because I don't want aluminum absorbed into one of the most tender places in your armpit. You want heavy metal toxicity? It's not fun. I've done a lot of infrared saunas to detoxify my body from all the heavy metal toxicities. So start questioning everything. Every product you pick up, everything you put in your mouth, everything you see with your eyes, every conversation that you hear and listen to, every action step that you do, everything. Question everything and be observant. Because your mission is to cut a new path, is to break the cycles that go round and round and round. You were born with incredible gifts. Incredible gifts. I don't care if somebody with letters after their name told you that you were disordered for having emotions. Those emotions are incredible gifts. Incredible gifts. The depression, the anxiety, the sadness, they are all communicating to you something is off, and they are trying to help you find your way back to feeling okay again. But if we block them, if we numb them, if we push them away, if we repress them, deny them, distort them, distract from them, what we're doing is we're not moving. We're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So do something different. Do something different. Think about it differently. Feel it differently. Allow yourself to feel it. That will definitely be differently. Be compassionate to yourself while you feel it. experience life from the observer. So you're observing and aware and noticing everything and then listen to those emotions. This doesn't feel right. This feels a little off. I'm going to have to sit with this. I'm going to have to ponder this. I'm going to have to meditate with this. I'm going to have to integrate this. So the more we come back into ourselves, and as ourselves become our own guru, the more aware we will become. We are not ascending off the planet. We are ascending into ourselves. We are going in. We're not going out. We are going in. And when the more we go in, the more outer stuff will change as well, because the vibrational frequency within us has changed. But that's an inner job. It's inner work. You have to do the inner child work. You have to do the shadow work, which means facing all those icks within. So yes, we're seeing an ick situation without. What is it in me that brought this into me? What was it in me that allowed this to stay with me for so long? What is it in me that I need to work on within me and heal and cultivate new energies? Because when we identify the energy, oh geez, it was in me that I was codependent. And so I have to learn to be independent. And so that's where my focus has been. And dear God, help me be more independent. Show me how to be stronger, how to be self-contained, self-reliant. And I was talking about reliance yesterday. Reliance, resilience. Yes, I had to learn to be resilient on my own. That was a part of my mission. And I am I'm sitting today in fiery energy, feeling this Mars energy coming in, delighted for the first time to feel a little bit of anger, because I haven't felt anger in a while as it starts to bubble. And anger is a great emotion. It's an action-oriented emotion. And I'm going to have to sit with this and process through this. And I'm just so delighted to have it, because fiery emotions, in my opinion, are way better than those soggy ones. But I had to sit in the soggy. I had to cry. I had to grieve. I had to wail. I had to wallow. And now I have to feel the fire. And insights are coming in, because when you go through major shifts, when you do different, you become different. When you become different, you understand different. And when you understand different, it keeps propelling you. And the things that are coming into me today are like, oh, fuck no. Oh, no. I'm seeing things from an energy that is empowering, because fire energy, solar plexus energy, that masculine Mars energy, hot, fiery energy, is inspiring us to make change. And, anger and rage have a bad rap. We got to let go of that bad rap, and we need to embrace those energies. The difference is if you think of it like nuclear fusion, okay? Nuclear fusion was an amazing advancement, okay? Humanity jumped up a huge leap. There was a huge shift. Nuclear fusion has been used for good and has been used for very, very, very bad. Equally so, your own nuclear fusion within your solar plexus energy can be used for good, to say, I am drawing a healthy boundary and I am removing myself from this toxic situation. I am getting up and going is what I am doing. So this also ties into the energies of disgust, which has come up in a couple conversations lately. I'm feeling disgust, and I'm like, that's amazing. Because disgust is a natural reaction. Our animalistic self says, this is disgusting, go away. When an animal goes and defecates, it goes, ugh, gross. I'm going to go over there. I'm not going to hang out and play in it. I'm going to go over there, right? So they leave what they're doing, and then they go, and then I'm out, and they leave it behind. So if you in your own life are going, something smells off and a little bit ick and a little bit gross, make yourself an ick list. Write down all the things in the situation that are gross and disgusting, and hopefully that ick, that disgust will transform. So disgust is kind of also like, have you ever built a fire in the woods? I used to do that. I love building fires. It's just one of my jam. I love bonfires. And so you start, with a little bit of kindling and a little bit of paper, or, some birch bark if you're in Canada, and you've got just a little teeny weeny flame, and it's just starting to like go, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to put on a little bit of a thicker branch and a little bit, make a teepee, and it's going to be all nice. So that's kind of like disgust. It's like the starting place of getting to like, hell's no. And hell's no is a fiery, that's when you're getting the logs on, and you're like, no, I'm not tolerating this anymore. This has run its course. I have learned the karmic lessons that I have needed to learn, and I'm understanding things from a different point of view. And now that I'm sitting in this different point of view, and I'm recognizing the ick, and I'm recognizing the disgust, and I'm recognizing that I'm kind of a little pissed off at what I've tolerated for this long. And I will get to a place at some point in the future where I will look back and I will say, well, it taught me how to make boundaries. It taught me how to this. But in the interim, there's going to be, oh my God, I was robbed from so many years of my life. I was robbed of my health. I was robbed of my mental well-being. I was robbed of the truth. I was robbed of integrity. I was robbed of respect. I was robbed. Angry. I'm angry. I was robbed. Now, I was robbed. I was robbed of a lot of things from a lot of different people in the last little while. I know I was robbed, and they know that they robbed me energetically, money, as I said, respect, truth, a whole bunch of things I was robbed from. And am I going to get into a vengeful state and go and, I don't know, make a billboard, or, call up, lodge a complaint, or do a legal battle, or, sue somebody, or no, I'm not going to do any of those things. And trust me, I did have funny thoughts at one point of it would be humorous to me to make a billboard out of that confession, but I didn't do that. That would have been vengeful. Instead, I took the information that I have, I gave it to the police. The fact that the police are doing nothing with it isn't really my problem. My problem is I've given it to God. Okay, I have given it to God. So that anger that you feel, step one, should move you out of the situation that you're in and give you distance. And number two, create appropriate action steps so that you can get in a defensive position. Offensive, not defensive, not offensive. Okay, if you're getting into an offensive position, you're just creating more karma. So we don't want to create more karma, but we want to say, yo, okay, here, listen, I've done everything I can do on this end to do what is ethically responsible. There's nothing else I can do about this, but this person, and this person have done me wrong. There's some money owed to me. There's some apologies owed to me. There's some actions that are owed to me. There's some energy that's owed to me. I'm going to give it to you, and you can be my collection agent. Okay? Can you collect those for me and write the karma however you see fit? And then we wait. So we can make action using our anger to protect ourselves, to shield ourselves, to move ourselves, to ourselves. See, it's all about ourselves. That's all we can do. We cannot heal somebody else, fix somebody else, educate somebody else, bang somebody else over with the head, with a hammer and say, wake the fuck up. We can't wake up anybody else. We can't heal somebody else's karma. We cannot. Nor do we want to. I don't want to take on somebody else's karma. I've had enough karma to deal with. I've been dealing with all my ancestors' karma, 4 generational lines, I figure, because I was adopted. So not only my biological parents, my adoptive parents, I've got 4 lines of generational trauma and karma that I've been clearing, as well as, so no, I don't want to take on somebody else's karma. If you've done wrong, You know you've done wrong. You know you've done wrong. God knows you've done wrong. Spirit knows you've done wrong. And Spirit knows that I've been wronged. So while I'm in this feisty energy, which feels fantastic, it empowers me to build me. It empowers me to course correct everything within me that ever allowed anything outside of me to come near me in that situation, so that I can get stronger, I can get healthier, I can become more empowered, I can become energetically more magnetic, and I can say, this is what I'm willing to tolerate. If you come to here, that's not good enough. If you come to here, that's not good enough. This is the list. This is the list. You need to get to here. That's where it is. And so anybody that comes in, if they're like, I can give you half, I'm sorry. I've done 52 years of my life eating breadcrumbs. I want to own the bakery now. Okay, I want to own the bakery now, and that is what I'm willing to accept. I am not willing to accept breadcrumbs. I'm not willing to accept the occasional cheesy bun, even though I don't eat cheese or buns for that matter. But I'm not tolerating anything less, because that anger says, hell no, I'm a strong, capable, resilient, beautiful, quirky, funny woman. And if somebody can't see that value, that's not my problem to educate them. It's not my problem to do anything with anybody else's lives at all. Okay? Their karma, their unawakened state, their health issues, that's on them. That's on them. They are a grown-ass adult. That's on them. So it's hard enough for us to live our lives and become empowered and ascend to where we need to get without carrying dead weight. So today's video, Mars Direct, is all about asking you to contemplate where in your life is there dead weight, and what can you do to clip it. And how can you empower yourself using Mars' energy that is going direct, that's going to feel fiery. And with fire energy, be aware, maybe it may come in as anxiety. Before there is empowerment, there is anxiety. When the solar plexus dumps, and trust me, I know all about the dumping of the solar plexus. When it clears out, you may be feeling so overwhelmed with fear and anxiety and panic. And if you are, and you would like to book an appointment with me to discuss some tools and techniques to help you transition through the fear so that you can step into the power and into the anger, find your anger again. And I've been looking for it everywhere. Like, where are you? Where are you? So deeply repressed and hidden under so many soggy emotions and so many fear and anxiety. So I understand all that. Please send me off an email at justbeing@gmail.com to book a one-on-one Zoom with me. All of my services are by donation. I book by the hour, 2 or 3 time slots. And let's help you figure out ways to make different decisions, to think differently, do differently, and have different tools so that you can actually make profound, ginormous changes in your life. Sending you all of my love. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, all of that, the donations, the supers. Seriously, it is helping my own worry brain when those donations come in. I really, really greatly appreciate it. And with that all said, go warrior, go. This is your time now, okay? This is your time now. It's even written in the Bible.